serious, what's your biggest regret of 2019? Getting into a car accident that cost me my legs tops any regret I've ever had. Not standing up for my free time sooner. Just because I don't have kids doesn't make my time any less valuable. Sometimes you just gotta say no. Had a friend of my aunt who wanted massive amounts of junk hauled away. For free. Heavy junk. She said I was the only person who could do it because I had a pickup truck and no kids so I'd have time. She had sons and grandsons close by. But they had already hauled away the good stuff. I declined and made no excuses. If she were alone in the world, I'd have gone. But I'm not wasting my day off hauling away the junk deemed worthless by her kinfolk who live 2 minutes away. Things got hard with the man that I love and instead of stepping up I ran. I did this in September of 2018. I'll carry the regret with me into 2020. I ran twice. The first time was when I first met my husband. The second time I ran was because I was having an emotional breakdown and didn't know what to do. I ran and for 4 months I lived with friends. I finally came out of the fog and depression and ran home. That was 3.5 years ago and we are stronger than ever. Sometimes running back is okay. My husband and I used to fight all the time because I was trying to push him away and never felt good enough for love. It's been really rough but now it's amazing. Letting myself stay in the toxic relationship I was in for so long. Taking as long as I did to get help with my mental health. I'm so glad I did. But hell. I should have done so 6 months earlier. Happened to me right now, so the biggest regret I am feeling at the moment. Had a flight at 6:30 am today to Vegas. I ordered bagels at 6 am after clearing security check. It smelled amazing but there was a big line. It was 6:15 am. Still waiting. At this point I should have ditched the bagel and went for the gate but decided to stay couple of more minutes cause it smelled delicious. I got the bagel at 6:17 am and ran to my gate. Reached at 6:21 am and they shut the door on me. Camera booked for later in the afternoon. Now waiting at the airport commenting on Reddit posts. The bagel was a cheddar bagel with scallion cream cheese topped with a spread of my immaturity. I chose money over love. Don't fall for the TV tropes. Finding comfortable money is not easy to do in life. Take that chance when it comes by. In my opinion, love is situational. You'll find someone else. I broke someone's heart because of how much I hate myself. Probably not paying too much attention to my car. And I let a thing get worse and worse. And I ended up having to fix it for $2.30 which depleted most of my savings and set me back economically quite a bit. Postponing a visit with my mother until she healed herself. Not putting more effort into schoolwork. GPA dropped. Lying to my wife about smoking. Broke her trust and now she has to question the truthfulness of what I say. Going off my medication. I'm ridiculously manic. Not being confident enough to shoot my shot and instead ducking up badly with her. Ending my gym membership in January and not exercising the whole year. After putting on 25 pounds. I decided to join the gym again recently. Busting my ass for people that don't give a duck about anyone or anything. Not breaking up with my abusive ex sooner than I should have. He hurt me and my best friend verbally and physically. The girls whose family is harassing me. Not telling my Muslim father that I'm gay when I had a good chance moment. He had a heart attack last year and his health is getting worse I think. It breaks my heart knowing he doesn't understand why I don't speak to him. Ruining my relationship with my mom and not coming out. Not trying to lose weight sooner. I started my weight loss journey in August and I've dropped 41 pounds since. If I started at the beginning of the year like I intended to, I'd probably have lost the entire 80 pounds instead of only being halfway. I stopped talking to a girl because her best friend told me that that girl had a crush on me. I have purposely spent most of the time either avoiding or ignoring her because I am not that great looking, and to be honest, the ugliest kid in the class, I had figured that she must have said it to mock me. All these days I have ignored her for my selfish reasons. But now I wonder that even if there is a little chance that she really has, or had, IDK, a crush on me, then I must have hurt and embarrassed her so much. Stop avoiding her. Not every girl in the world thinks that looks are everything. Yes, there's always going to be a chance that she's showing an interest to mock you. But don't let that fear stop you from experiencing what could be the best months or years of your life. That being said, if she picked up your signals about avoiding ignoring her, don't just go up to her suddenly asking her out without explaining why you've been doing that, avoiding ignoring her. If you're uncomfortable with explaining why, ease your way back into your relationship with her. Then when the moment is right, ask her out. And don't hesitate to do so, because you might not get another chance. Not ducking that ridiculously sexy blonde girl that brought me to her parent-funded condo in Gilbert, Arizona. She had every intention of ducking me and I said something, still don't know what it was, and she kicked me right out. Hottest 31-year-old that slipped right through my fingers. Wasting a long time waiting for a guy to be ready for a relationship who obviously never would be, whilst spending enough time with him to start falling hard. Not buying the new Lightning MC Queen Crocs. Dropping out of high school. Edit, I had to drop out because I had to move to my mom's and work. I've recently decided I'm gonna pursue stand-up and waste my 20s on it because I have no other interests besides comedy and entertainment. I'd rather pursue what I love rather than go to college and work a job I don't want to do. As long as the only thing it can potentially harm is myself and not my family's financial well-being, then I am perfectly content in my decision. I know it's the dumb thing to do financially, but it's the only thing I want to do. And I hope anyone who is concerned can at least respect it. May you all learn from your mistakes from this year and come out a stronger, better person in the new year. Letting myself be walked over again and again. It took me way too long to realize how toxic my friends were and to cut off ties. Not knowing what to do with my life in terms of a career, this is a daily ongoing regret. Going to the chiropractor. Ended up in hospital for 8 nights due to broken rib pneumonia. 6 months later, rib is still painful at times. Not hitting financial goals I set for myself. Not going to the dentist. Coming to Italy for my semester exchange. Not working as hard as I told people I would in school. T. Not talking to my crush when she gave me a chance. Not being able to gather the courage to heal myself. Ruining a friendship and therefore losing contact with her. Getting too invested and not getting over a girl I only went on 1 date with. Taking 11 months of the year to finally get sober. Not having the guts to talk to my crush when I was still in school. I landed a dream job a few years ago with a company that had a newly developed office in my hometown. They weren't taking anyone on until they picked up some clients in the area, so I went to work for the group that hired me across the country. Worked my ass off. Proved myself. Met the right people and was recommended for a transfer home. Literally an answered prayer. When I finally landed back home, I came in overeager and too loud, trying to make a name for myself. In addition, I had gone off ADD my meds and was doing well for over a year, but decided I'd start taking them again in my new office to push myself to perform. This all led to me damaging my reputation here and becoming that guy. Even though I'm very competent and passionate about the work I do, I came in trying to prove myself too hard, and I'm still trying to recover. Around the time I began to realize that I wasn't being respected or taken seriously, I found one well-respected guy to confide in who became a mentor of sorts, and he took an interest in me. But not before confirming what I already knew, that yes, I'm not the most popular person on the job. While popularity isn't what I'm going for, I've always had great relationships with co-workers and I was always able to develop good friendships at work. Now I find that everyone in my group excludes me from conversations, lunches, outings, etc. Long story short, I came in and acted like hot shit, and now I'm worried that I've damaged my career in what I regard as the best company in my industry and the location I wanted to be in. What a humbling experience. I'm just trying every day to do my job and make myself scarce. I cannot seriously decide on a future profession. Today I want to become a singer. And tomorrow I want to become a programmer. So every day throughout 2019. I'm the last hope of my family and I do not want to let them down. I will be glad if you advise something. Maybe your advice will play a key role in my life. Thanks. Getting back on anything political on Reddit. Toxic, hate-filled, brainwashed ignorant monsters passing for humanity. Getting into a relationship right after going through a divorce. I hate my new life even more than when I was getting cheated on. Not focusing on my art and improving even though I desperately want to. I am too scared to try and it infuriates me. Haha. Spent months swallowing in depression. Stopped working and taking care of myself. Now my credit card debt has piled up and I've gained a lot of weight. Too late to be seen but okay. Breaking down mentally because I turned 30. I feel it like a death sentence if you're into action sports, even though I know people rocking it pretty hard in their 30s. Even 50s. It's like, yeah. 5 more years and you're done, and this thought terrifies me. I feel fine. I do things now that I wasn't capable at 20, but that number is always there in the back of my mind and I haven't learned how to cope with it yet. And because of it I wasted this year. Just riding. Not advancing. Becoming more cynical. For a while I've had this kinda belief that cynicism is good. That it's being more realistic and avoiding more disappointments, upsets. I realize now that that's not true. It's more complicated than that and I wish I saw it sooner. Hanging out with someone even though we have very little to talk about or it's all small talk. I really wanted to stay in school this year. Last year I spent the first half of the school year in the hospital because of depression. This I had goals. I thought I was going to make it but I didn't. Now I'm at home but I'm attending a new school in January. Hopefully the fact I'm no longer on a different continent than my mother helps things. If I just studied harder. Taking a gap year for my mental health. I think it didn't help and I got more anxious about my future. Losing my PSN account that had 71 games. That cost from €1,420 to €4,970. Not walking my dog enough. Yes, he was 16 and a dying old man, but man, he loved going on walks and was such a good boy. I think about it a lot and I regret it. I wish there had been more time to do volunteer work in the community. Not getting a lawyer to stop my ex from taking our son to California. I suffer PTSD from the abuse by him and was too scared to fight him. Now my 14-year-old is where he knows no one and away from the only family he ever knew. Losing the love of my life with my insecurity. Self-harming. Letting my mental illness ruin my only chance at marriage and a family. Being in the popular girl group because I wanted to fit in. I realized I didn't really have a lot of close friends in that group and was never included in the things that they all did. I left that group this year and found a better group of friends. And this is a small group which makes me feel more comfortable. Quitting my job due to mental reasons. Staying in my toxic job thinking it would get better. It has got much more worse than I thought. I have basically been pushed. Well, to be fair. Bullied, manipulated into going on sick leave. So currently in a difficult situation and feel scared as I will not get paid as much sick leave pay as I would have done as I've been sick before. Have worries I may lose my job. Reference and just overall feel bullied. Intimidated and afraid. Learn from my mistakes, people. If you have a feeling that you need to get out, listen to it. When my friend's grandfather died a couple of months ago, he got extremely depressed. But I was worried I would say something wrong if I comforted them. So I didn't. He's over it now. But I still wish I would have helped him through it. Not standing up for myself sooner. Not loving the people that love me as much as I could be. Not spending as much time with my mum as I should be. Being so isolated. I'm a bit of a hermit sometimes and withdraw into my shell. I wish I had taken more effort to spend time with my friends and family. Especially my stepdad before he passed. Standing by and trying with a friendship when it was totally one-sided and the other party didn't care at all. It's amazing how someone you care so much for can hurt you so much.